Headship and submission is it's a great subject because there is so much misapplication of that particular teaching. That's confusing, and there's a lot of interference in daily life that makes it more complex for people to fully embrace what it really comes down to. And my opinion is what it comes down to is having a willingness. Again, it comes back to having that willingness to accept God's will for your life. That's what it comes down to. Mm-hmm. So for people that have a lot of conflict with these teachings, we need to pray to be able to want to do God's will. We need to pray for that. So
I know I had to do that, in the beginning when we were first married. I had kind of a hard time giving up my own will to submit to you sometimes.
It takes a lot of patience for people to kind of learn and grow together. It takes patience on the part of a spouse that maybe is a little bit further ahead than the other. It takes patience and willingness to wait on God, to wait on the other person to catch up, let's say. And so now this is the South. So if a bug blows in my face, I'm not going into a seizure.
I'm glad that you were patient with me.
Yeah, it can, it can require a lot of patience. Because really the bottom line is that both spouses have to have a willingness to do God's will.
Do you remember I used to say, you're being controlling?
Yeah, that's I call that the C word, the C word. And there's this ebook that you have written is a pretty good sized one because it covers a lot of this detail. And there's so much cultural misinformation. It's everywhere. We're surrounded by it and everything. Mm-hmm. TV shows, movies, just everything. So I've always understood and instructed that control is not a 4-letter word. It's not a bad word. There's good control and there's bad control. And do you go into that?
I sure do. On one of our marriage columns, to a man that wrote in, said that his wife always complains that he's too controlling. And I put your response to that in the ebook called Submission and Headship. So it's in there, and it was an excellent response. And
two, I think that each family situation is going to be a little bit different, but there are some basic principles there that are foundational and need to be understood, and that is what God's design is for the family. And yet there's more to it than that, because a man can easily not know that when he's overstepping his bounds and when he's becoming a little bit too harsh or maybe too much of a tyrant. And it just all goes back to our relationship with Jesus Christ, and if He loved us, we loved Him, and if we're loving Christ, how much more why wouldn't we love our spouse the same way we love Christ and the way He loved us? So,
That's right.
so we always have to keep our eye on Christ, but there's so much that it encompasses in today's contemporary lifestyles, that so many conflicting areas, that it's important to have this information in an ebook. So it's a very good ebook, very well recommended.
Because there's so much more we want to say on the subject of headship and submission for couples in marriage, and we'll make the next video will be part
But you said
2.
it in the book, didn't you?
Oh, I say a lot in the book. It's a pretty long ebook, actually.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Just full of practical, excellent, biblical, easy to understand information, and you'll go, oh, yeah, I should have done that.
No, praise the
I should
Lord.
be doing that.
Praise the Lord. God has given you a gift of prolific writing. He hasn't given it to me, so if it wasn't for you, all these people would not have this wonderful information in these ebooks. So, thank you.
You're a better talker than me, hon. God bless.
She writes, I talk.